Working. Been way up for a minute now. Hold up, it's been a minute. Wow, I've been way up. I can feel it now. Tell my family I'ma get it.
All right, people, you guys are watching and or listening to another Nomadic Cole video for your guys' entertainment and education. Be sure you guys leave a like, leave a comment, share, and of course subscribe for more epic, awesome, cool, funny, and interesting content just like this one right here, right now on the Nomadic Cole YouTube channel. Guys, today I am bringing you guys something new. I am bringing you guys the MAHA, MAGA, and Unity Movement Liberty Report. You see, I got the idea because, you know, Dr. Ron Paul, he does a weekly Liberty Report of sorts, and I figured I'd do one here on this channel. So if you guys like it, be sure you guys leave a like. If you don't, then let me know what other stuff you'd like to see. Don't really have a lot of time to do like a live stream or anything, but I do have enough time, like just enough time to do this. So I'm getting this out of the way. But yeah, we're going to talk about some of the good stuff that's been going on since, of course, we already know RFK Jr. took his office and swore his oath in to be Secretary of the Department of Health and Human Services. You know, since then, there's been quite a lot of stuff that, you know, has been going on. Quite a bit. Some good, you know, quite a bit of good, actually. A little bit of neutral, and then we'll get into some of the obstacles and maybe some of the bad stuff that has been going on that may be hindering RFK a little bit. So let's get into the video, shall we? Starting with the first thing that I thought was really good that he has done so far, RFK Jr. has taken the GRAS standards. If you don't know what that is the standards of chemicals and things like that, and additives and ingredients that are generally considered safe by the HHS department. Those standards have been reformed. That's right, they've been reformed. They basically, it requires you know, all new chemicals to be tested before they are given to the American public to consume. With this reformation, there is also going to be more testing done on already existing chemicals in the American food supply as well. What does this mean for you guys? Well, this means that there's a crackdown going on chemicals, preservatives, additives, food dyes, and whatnot. You know, stuff like red 40, blue dye number 5, yellow number 6, stuff like that. You know, all these nasty chemicals that are, you know, essentially poisoning us. I mean, they can give you cancer later on down the line. I know red 40 has a history of giving stomach ulcers as well as brain cell loss and, you know, causing ADHD and ADD in a lot of people, especially if consumed consistently for a long period of time. All these chemicals are going to be cracked down upon, and this GRAS standards reform is just the beginning of that. Another part of this that has been good is it did happen before RFK came in, but, you know, with him talking about this major issue, Red 3 was banned. That's always a good thing. Get these darn food dyes out of there. There's also a new chemical contaminants transparency tool for the FDA and HHS that has been created. That means that you can go onto the FDA or HHS website, use this chemical contaminants transparency tool, and actually look up and look at all the chemicals that are in all sorts of different foods. There's thousands of different foods on there, stuff that you may eat, stuff that you might even have at your pantry at home and not even know. and you can look at the potential chemical contaminants that may be in there. So yeah, that's a big one. Also, West Virginia, states like West Virginia and Utah already have started banning food dyes and additives, certain ones, and are already looking at trying to make America healthy again. Already. Even West Virginia governor met up with RFK Jr. the other day and said that he's, along with trying to ban some food dyes and get rid of some of these additives and stuff, he actually asked RFK Jr. to be his personal trainer. So that was very interesting. But yeah, it's a good step in the right direction. Here's a neutral. We've got 10,000 HHS employees cut off of a Doge cut. So this is really interesting. Now, I can defend this and say that the philosophy of the department actually is right now being shifted. It's being shifted away from administration and paper pushers and bureaucrats, and it's being pushed towards getting us more gold standard science. That means more doctors, more nurses, more healthcare providers and healthcare professionals, primary care providers, more scientists to do more studies on chronic disease, and less of this administrative stuff, less of these, bureaucrats, because they did find that a lot of these offices weren't even communicating with each other properly. That, of course, can mean a lower customer and patient satisfaction as far as getting what they need to actually be healthy and live better lives and get the care that they need, because a lot of these admins and bureaucrats have made the process difficult for these agencies to intercommunicate. So that is the main reason for these Doge cuts. However, do expect that there may be some temporary delays in service and whatnot, because, when it does come to having less administration, it means there might be some longer hold times for the temporary until they can get some new hires in there to take over some of those jobs and replenish them. Here's times for some of the bad, though, because unfortunately, it does seem like there are forces that are out there trying to stop the MAHA movement, and some of them may even be coming from the MAGA coalition itself. I heard Marianne Williamson, actually. If you don't know her, I used to think she was, crazy and just like a tree hugger, weird lady. But in actuality, I listened to her. She actually talks as a host on The Hill, which is a really good centrist news publication, by the way. And she had made a great point that she said, yeah, she's happy that RFK Jr. had got in to HHS and got what he wanted to do, but she doesn't know if he'll be able to complete everything he wants to do, because he could potentially be locked in the cabinet. I will try to put a link either in the description or comments below to that interview on The Hill. But it was a great point, and this is why. This is why, people, because Lee Zeldin currently has lifted regulations on PFOAs and PFAs. If you don't know what PFOAs or PFAs are, those are microplastics and oil byproducts that are actually being sprayed onto chemicals on farms and stuff. They come in a lot of pesticides. And why is he getting rid of these PFOA and PFAs regulations? Because he's planning on deregulating so that way the oil companies can profit. Honestly, with Lee Zeldin at EPA, it's like having two very conflicting interests in this supposed MAHA committee, that Donald Trump has put on for the White House. I haven't heard much about it other than that White House press release about it, but, you know, it says that RFK Jr. is supposed to be the head honcho of that thing at HHS, or that Lee Zeldin is supposed to answer to him. This is something that needs to be addressed as soon as possible, because it seems like Lee Zeldin is trying to sabotage the MAHA movement. Another thing is, MAGA influencers have been paid by Big Soda to oppose the SNAP benefits reform, specifically the reform that says that soda cannot be purchased with SNAP benefits. This is pretty obvious. There was a few MAGA influencers on Twitter that were actually putting out statements opposed to the SNAP reform, about getting the sodas off of SNAP EBT, saying that it wouldn't work and whatnot. And it was really weird. Turns out Big Soda's behind it, and they were funding these influencers, paying them money to, you know, deliberately cast doubt on this crucial reform. And lastly, we have Susan Monarez has been appointed by Trump to the CDC. If you don't know who Susan Monarez is, she actually worked with Donald Trump previously back during the COVID-19 times. She was a big advocate for Operation Warp Speed. She was also a big advocate for health trackers and DARPA, which honestly it is just insane how authoritarian a lot of that stuff during that time was. A lot of the crazy loops, you know, you had to jump through hoops to do certain things and go certain places, obviously. And Susan Monarez was part of that team that caused a lot of that craziness during the lockdowns. So Susan Monarez, she will also have to answer to RFK Jr., it appears, because she's at a lower level. She's at a sub-level beneath HHS. But, you know, having her be reappointed, I'm not a big fan of that. I'm definitely not. What do you guys think of what's going on with the MAGA and Unity movement so far? Do you think we can get all of the things that the MAHA movement has, you know, asked for and its many issues done? Let me know in the comments down below. Did I miss anything? You know, or if you just want to say hi and pop in, you can do that too. Anyways, this is Nomadic Cole signing off.